It's a good laner, to be fair. But
see those bans populate.
Not the heavy carry. compLexity Black, though, right away. The Lee Sin again for Broken Shard. And this time, Lucian.
It's funny. You know, a lot of teams, as best of fives progress longer and longer, take a longer time with their bans because there's like, all right, guys, we need to tweak this. And then they see a ban and they respond to it and they look at a first pick and they say, what? Not these guys. They're 9 picks and bans deep in about 10 seconds.
And I'm surprised, though, that the Coast pickup was to grab Orianna and ban Ziggs. I guess they maybe expected the Ziggs ban to come through, and so they wanted to grab Ori, and that was like the number 2 there. But
it's 2 control picks away from Probably.
It's just weird to me. Because like I want to do the backtrack, though, right? Ziggs, LeBlanc still both open, and he chose to let them both kind of go away. Goes for the Ori. Completely new style. Mundo top lane for Zion. All this is different for Coast.
It's the solo lanes that compLexity Black played in the last game, though, which might be interesting, watching compLexity Black play mirrors of themselves in this one. They really targeted Prawley hard in this, if you think about it. We obviously haven't seen much of Shifter's Ori.
Sure.
Just like we haven't seen much of his Lulu. It's not your typical Shifter champion, but it does play to win lane. It does have a big teamfight impact. And it's not a full support mid lane like Lulu would be. Plus, it takes multiple champions away from Prawley, which I think is the key.
So Prawley's got to think about his
Now
champion.
they stall.
Yeah, sure. Lulu's open. He'll play that.
Would he? Would he play Lulu?
I think I know he knows it.
He knows everything for the most part. He's one of the most versatile mid laners.
Bubba might have his 3rd Karma in a row.
Plus, they got Lucian this time.
Ooh.
Play to win lane is the biggest thing. I was listening to actually Monte Cristo talk about COG's strategy against TSM and how Bjergsen is a player who always plays to win lane, which is why they actually were banning Syndra from him. Because of all the champions in League, Syndra's one of the ones, when played properly, that can win lane almost harder than anyone. That's what probably goes for here when trying to take down Orianna.
Well, a very different look, though, overall. Coast go for Jinx as well now for Wiz Fusion. This is a team fight team. Like, their lanes aren't bad, but like they want to get together as 5 dudes, get Black Shields on Jinx, get an Orianna Shockwave on a Mundo, and just have the cleanup crew go through. Nintendo, it's all on him on Elise to set his team up.
Coast went very purple this game, as an aside.
Yeah,
they have a lot of that stuff, but way different as well. First time we've seen them on Jinx, Mundo, and Orianna, going for some big team fight upfront damage and hoping the Fusion can get some resets on Jinx, which is going to have to put him in a carry role. He's got to man up and play more aggressive in this game. Against a Lucian Karma lane, this has to be lane swaps. It has to be. They have to use the Jinx for the attack speed boost, opt into the lane swap in the top lane, and just go for it that way.
And at the very least, they've got Jinx and a Spell Thief's Edge type support to give them good turret pressing. Mundo not the greatest turret killer, Elise is pretty good at it. And I wonder how this will shape up. compLexity Black do grab the Renekton, so early laning, a very big lead. Gonna go in for Westrice there. Renekton's gonna have a nice time chopping up Mundo if they do match up. And also, Coast talked about this, but they do want to run the teleport heal Mundo. So it's actually 5 heals.
Yeah, are they doing this?
Yeah.
Because I've heard some teams joking about doing this on the 4.5 patch. We are not on 4.6 yet for this promotion tournament. Would they really want 5 heals and just zerg down people? This is kind of a siege comp where they just go mid lane and try and overpower someone. No diminishing returns on heal this patch. They're 5 heal.
A lot of movement
They're definitely 5 heal right now. And they can't change it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
To point out, right, things about heal.
Speed.
2-second speed buff for 30%. So you basically just give Mundo like 2,500 health and Ghost.
If you wanted to, yeah.
If you wanted to, you just keep layering them after each other. You guys are going to be durable. See what happens. Game's about to go live, guys. Remember to tweet who you think will come out on top to @LOL Esports. Use the hashtag CSTWin or CLBWin.
And if you think 5 heals is LCS worthy, we're about to find out. Because
it's do or die.
Winning this one prolongs the series for them. They would still have to win 3 in a row. They have their backs against the wall right now. And compLexity Black just needs the 1. But to come up against, all right, they didn't go 5 heal. They did 4. Nintendo did swap the flash. It's the picks they can't trade within the last 20 seconds. They can still adjust their summoner spells.
Yeah, kind of figured as much.
4 heal. Still a lot of heals.
Yes, it is.
5 would have been more.
That is true. It would have been the most they could have brought.
I would like that more.
I would like 20%.
I still like it a little bit.
Yeah. I still want to see 3 exhausts, 5 heals.
All right. Freaks
And a
rank 5
teleport.
team.
Yep. 1 teleport, 1 smite. See how it pans out, guys. Here we go. On to the Rift. Team Coast once again on the blue side. Ruby Crystal opening for Zion Spartan. Not a big surprise in this one. All consumables, though, for Daydreamin'. Coast really want Vision, and they're rushing to the other side of the jungle.
One of the big things about that is they're probably just really heavily wanting to get a 2v1. Heavily invading for this Vision can potentially guarantee where the jungler is, where the enemy laners are. Nintendo also wants to avoid getting counter jungled again this game. There are a lot of benefits to these wards outside of the gold investment for Daydreamin', who has been losing lane already.
So there's 2 wards in.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
I guess this is where you would put your duo if you're going to start a buffs up there.
Yeah.
And start with your jungler on that side. That should give Coast the knowledge of the duo lane. compLexity Black Force holding the fan vote, and I would too if it was 2-0.
Opinion is swung. Link and Afro are predicting 3-0s for Coast. And then just recently they're like, all right, 3-0 compLexity Black. Switching their picks.
Minions have spawned.
I mean, Link wrote a blog before the for the promo tournament with predictions for all the matches. And I know he predicted XDG. I forget who he voted for EG versus C9T. I don't remember, unfortunately. I think he said EG.
Well, trying to say we should not trust Linkers?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so it does look like they're going for a steal here. And they have full ward control on compLexity Black here. Broken Shard should see that there's a dual lane up top and immediately respawn by, even if he's walking over a ward, going for a red buff. But we shall see. Or are they swapping back? They're gonna, so what's happening right here? compLexity Black is predicting a 4-man push from Coast. So they're trying to send 3 and keep their AD carry in the bottom lane.
And we'll see how long it takes for Nintendo and Zion to get there. Looks like it's actually a very slow jungle pattern. And nothing's going to work for these. No, it's actually going to be Zion taking the teleport as well, so.
That's how you stop the 4-man push.
Yeah.
Is you send your AD carry bottom and you immediately put your support back up there. And you send your jungler too, and then you have a 4v3 with a 1-on-1 in the bot lane, or a 3v3. However, they did lose their red, and it's actually Broken Shard who's going to probably get 1 buffed here. He only has blue. And go counter jungle pretty heavily.
And the fact that, actually the thing is though, it's lopsided on the bottom side of the map though. compLexity Black have more people there and can actually probably secure
Still
the
go
red
for
buff if
it.
they play it right.
Yeah, Broken Shard spending a lot of time in transit, as is Bubba still level 1 Karma walking over ward. If they want it though, they can get it.
Yeah, looks like Nintendo not going to contest for this one. Broken Shard jumping over the wall. It's going to be cleared away. Looks like there's no contest here, so it is going to be 2 buffs. The support movement is smart. However, that does mean Westrice is stuck in a 1 versus 2 and getting zoned away, whereas Zion is getting in XP range.
Zion had a significant time 1v1ing, whereas Westrice did not. But the swapping may continue here. It actually looks like Daydreamin's going back to base already. Maybe he's just trying to... What would he be grabbing right now?
I think he can afford anything.
No, he can buy more wards, basically.
Yep.
And head to lane. But he's doing a swap. He's also doing...
Well, the Q lands, and dude just takes a gigantic chunk of his own health down. Here comes the engage, has to repel up. Goes into its Broken Shard, Summoner Heal used, Nintendude stays alive, and Zion now in the mix. Broken Shard forced to ward hop away. Binding hits Robert, though. Zion might go massive here, has a black shield. The heal comes out, that's first blood.
That is a huge swing right there for Coast. Throughout the first 2 games, Robert Exley and Bubba destroyed WizFusion and Daydreamin', and we're way ahead. Robert Exley falling in first blood makes that much more difficult.
And WizFusion trying to hold up now against Westrice in the top lane, but he's out of mana. Does start with a CS lead though. Shifter versus Probably much closer now than before, 23-27. Not nearly the margin we used to see in this matchup. Shifter, maybe the Orianna is what he needed.
Yeah, Orianna is an incredibly strong laner, as is Syndra. There's going to be a lot of skill displayed by both these guys to see who wins that matchup. Especially with the junglers being so busy already. Might be a while until they can make their way into the mid lane. More lane swapping though.
It's going to be Robert sent back to the top lane though. A I guess low mana Jinx versus a Lucian. I feel like that's going to go Lucian's way. Though right now it's a 12 minion lead to Wiz Fusion, but he's going to recall. So once again, movements around. Duo lane top for CLB, but it's Zion Spartan going to hold that 1v2.
16 CS on Zion, 21 onto Westrice.
That's what you expect for Mundo versus Renekton.
Yeah, they're continuing this lane swapping. They want to do it again and again. Not just the one lane swap, but keeping Wiz Fusion and Daydreamin away from Hubbard Xlee and Bubba Dub. I think it's the right call.
I absolutely agree. And you're seeing now, roughly 600 gold, still the gold you get from First Blood is the lead for Coast right here. The lane's otherwise basically treading water. Speaking of which, Daydreamin crossing the river, getting down to the bottom lane. He's going to be there, Nintendude waiting in the wings. Will they get a trap on a Westrice? Looks like the Renekton is going to spot this pink ward that goes down, though. Can they defend this? He could jump the wall. Takes a big bunch of damage from Nintendude. Kills the ward. And he's waiting around for Broken Shard, but hops over.
Q does connect, decides not to follow because he would have died. So that's a smart move by Broken Shard right there. Very interesting laning phase right here. Probably trying to get as much harassed onto the Shifter so he could level 6 burst him, but Shifter is level 6 first. Plus he's got that heal on Orianna. It makes this assassination, any assassination attempt from Prawley, very difficult.
Yeah, it's actually Prawley now with the one running Ignite. But every other game before this, it was Shifter running Ignite, Prawley running Heal. Shifter not getting his way ahead in this one. Westrice! He did what his teammate could not.
Yes. compLexity Black, history of dying to join the buffs in the promotion tournament. Not happening today at this point.
Zion trying to hold the lane 1v2. Dude, he's like just dumpstering Bubba Dub right now, just going right for it. Pops the ulti, Bubba Dub's got nowhere to go. Zion takes him 1v2, goes in towards Robert. Here's Broken Shard to come back for this one. Keeps the rest of the team safe. Shifter though, pops the summoner heal before the Ignite. That was crucially timed.
Yes,
and shields the Ignite damage.
Prawley's still going aggressive though, trying to push him off the turret. But that's exactly the heal. Really, to talk about the top lane though. Zion Spartan, with all the early experience he got at the start and all the roaming Bubba Dub did, level 3 versus level 6, compLexity Black didn't expect him to hit 6 so quickly, and when he did, there was nothing they could do.
Well, I think I've seen this game before. Coast, Zion Spartan has 2 kills early on, and they're winning early game here in the setup. Hey, Zion.
At least they're winning the early game here.
Yeah.
It means a lot more to them.
Ooh, probably pushed out of the lane. Daydreamin, did he not see the ward? He didn't walk all the way in the brush.
The pink? No.
Yeah.
He didn't fall Prawley into the brush.
I'll be right back. No more time screaming without me.
I love Jinx's quotes.
And a nice experience advantage as well for Coast. Early on in this one, Bubba Dub's still level 4, Wiz Fusion level 6. Is he gonna? Ooh, just about got him again.
He saw him off in the distance. He looked up and was like, I can't reach you. Robert Xlee now very far back defensive in this lane. Of course, bottom turret did go down after all that. The Jinx push working quite nicely in a 2v1. So Coast holding on to some gold. Ooh, he wanted to give the blue away, had to smite it.
Nice by Westrice.
Yeah.
Stopping Shift from getting a blue. That's very key for Prawley as he tries to keep Shifter down. Again, he's beating him in CS.
Yeah, it was close, but now it's plus 17.
Exactly. CS at 10 minutes in this series has actually been 88 to Prawley and 67.5 to Shifter. So on average, Prawley's up 20 at 10 minutes, which is absurd when you consider how great Shifter was in the regular season.
Yeah, those actually are basically at very distinct ends of what the LCS numbers were. What our highest average was ManCloud at like high 70s. Yeah. Prawley's beating that by 10.
There were a few European mid laners up at 82, but no one at 88.
Just shows how dominant these guys are right now, and here we go. Top lane turret now fired on. This late in the game, there's no extra buff here, but compLexity Black gonna answer with Dragon Pressure. It's gonna be a trade of objectives, but Coast not showing signs of slowing down top lane.
Yeah, Coast is completely fine trading dragons for turrets. Team composition-wise, Coast late game scaling is tremendous when compared to compLexity Black. Renekton, Syndra, and Lee Sin need to have taken control early, which is why all those early wards by Coast were just so beneficial. They played the early game this time really exquisitely, and it's giving them many rewards.
Top lane turret's at half, and it's going to be CLB walking through a couple of wards that prompts Coast to back off for this one. 1,300 gold after the trade of objectives. Prawley now, the only one really winning the matchup now in this case. The movements around the map, the...
Oh, no.
Westrice didn't stop him in time.
Ooh. Well, at least he can shove a little faster.
Yeah. He's angry or he's bigger. But he's just angry at minions.
Yeah. A couple close backs right now that have not been interrupted by complexity. It's 1,000 gold differential. They're down 2 turrets to 0. They need to get some of these turrets back. But the lane movements, or as Kobe would like to call them, rotations, have been great so far this game.
Wow, Broken Shard though a bit aggressive. Binding hits some Daydream and takes the kill. Shifter flashed the Lee Sin into his turret on a dive.
Absolutely. So Shifter goes ahead and makes a big play right there. Just getting the assist, but that could very well put Broken Shard on a little bit of tilt. He's a very momentum-based player.
3-0 and a 2,000 gold lead. Team Coast, well, now's the time at this point. Cocoon lands, Bubba Dub dodges the binding though. Ward's getting swept away. Coast starting to control the jungle. Still a little bit to go until the blue buff respawns on either side of the map though. But Intendude's starting the counter jungle. He's gonna go for the wolf.
Yeah, this is looking like it could actually be a very one-sided game for Coast. Since they have the early turret pressure, they have a better late-game team competition, and they're already up a lead. To take another look at this one, it was actually a flash after for Broken Shard, thinking he could get behind Shifter, and just walking himself into a whole bunch of worry as Daydream hits him with a max range binding. That time, binding mattered.
Yep. The follow-up was there preemptively.
Yeah.
Coast was ahead of the
Follow
curve.
in.
Yeah, follow in Dark Binding. Made it happen. There we go. Westrice now holding the top lane. 81 minions though. He's getting a fair bit of this farm. Zion's getting champions, but 59 CS, a pretty low mark for Zion Spartan. He's just not allowed to go anywhere. All that gold's going to his fusion.
Wiz Fusion on Jinx needs the farm this time. He's getting it because he's avoided the laning phase. He's stopped Robert X. Lee and Bubba from shutting him down. Means the roaming Dark Bindings from Daydreaming can be even better this game, and Fusion's going to have that late game Jinx potentially. Or maybe even just a mid-game Jinx if they keep winning the way they are.
Well, Westrice makes his way to the top lane though. No one answers in time, and Zion Spartan down a level in the matchup. Also giving up his turret on this one. The AD carry of Coast playing very aggressively down here does have good ward coverage though, means he won't get flanked.
This blue buff, there's some deep wards for Coast, but a whole bunch of people there. So Nintendo might try Smite Steal, might try and force Broken Shard to smite it. The only goal he'd want is to stop it from going one side.
And the teleport used, Westrice goes down in the 1v1. Zion Spartan continually duels Westrice.
Wow, 3-0 for Zion Spartan. Another game where he just solo kills Westrice. Absolutely great play by Zion, really showing how he's a power in the top lane.
But the mid lane probably is defending that turret, so maybe it's just one kill and that's it.
Yeah. A lot more gold though. Late game Mundo, especially for Complexity Black, who does not have very much sustained damage, is most likely too much for them to handle.
Again, the wave clear, Bubba Dub half HP, has to flash the Cocoon. Red buff also stolen by Zion Spartan there, so just off of that, red buff steal, pressure on mid, flash forced mid. Coast doing a lot better with this one, and again, to contrast to game one, team fight based comp.
Yeah, and they can get vision control as well to create the team fight picks that they also may not have been able to get in game one. The Morgana right here, very, very critical. Can follow it up with shockwaves, stuns from Nintendo X, and Zion Spartan, instead of being a squishy split pusher who is unstoppable, he can be a tanky split pusher who is unstoppable, which is a more formidable foe.
And even harder to stop.
Yes.
Because you 2v1 the Lee Sin.
Because he goes where he pleases.
He actually Mikey stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And right now he pleads to take the red buff and then the top lane. Zion about to hit 11 there. Rank 2 ulti nearly going to be available. Hasn't needed flash all game so far.
Good thing.
Chase people down without it. So now let's see. Broken Shard, level 8. Gets rid of his camp. Nintendo also 8 right here. I gotta say, this series though, like, Nintendo had a shaky-ish game too, but this is the first time I've actually seen him not fall majorly behind in CS.
Yeah.
Multiple times in a row. Nintendo's actually farming, I think, successfully here. It's one of the best series I've seen him play.
Yeah, Nintendo, nice dot is on Elise, for sure. And just the teamwork saved a lot for him in this one. Their whole team is buying a lot of wards now. Pink's multiple places on the map. Pink's still in Daydreamer's inventory, Dragon up in 12 seconds. They want to control this and maybe even get a kill.
And there's right now a 1 level lead for Nintendo, so his smite does a bit more damage. We'll see if that comes into play. Nope, Broken Shard at 9, never mind. Equal footing once again.
Yeah, those smite level advantages, I feel, they're so minimal.
They are. By late game, it's like 50. And it's like, well, auto attacks do that much damage against armor, so. You know, to be fair, actually, Nintendo and Broken Shard aren't on equal footing. Nintendo's got 4 times as many feet.
Wow.
He's going to go for Dragon.
All right, then.
With his 8 feet, he's going to be easily taken.
Equal footing indeed. 4-0, another Dragon for these guys.
He's going to split that 1-to-1.
Still
plus
2,000 gold.
Yeah.
If Complexity Black had a better late game team composition, I would say they're still, you know, close and competing in this one. But I just feel like they get outscaled so heavily.
But you got to wonder, I mean,
Yeah, gotta wonder, can they close games?
yes. And I mean, maybe just waiting till your stats are too high is enough, but they lost game 1 because of getting out-positioned, not because of getting outscaled, right, or anything like that. So you get those crazy moves, and you know, CLB can always consider themselves in this game. And we'll see how they kind of posture now to see who can get what leads. Coast only at 2 turrets, only at a 2,000 gold lead. And right now, Probably is defending the mid lane adamantly. 163 CS on him. He's keeping up at the 10 per minute. Wiz Fusion pushing Westrice away, though. The fact that a Jinx is getting fed, though. This could be big. Stun's gonna land. Broken Shard comes in to defend, though, and that's gonna be enough to keep Coast from going in.
Just barely. Athene's completed on Prawley. He needs to get some more ability power. He's sitting on 1,100 gold. I think he wants an Nancy Large Rod, but he doesn't even have Sorcerer Shoes, which is critical.
Uh-oh,
And the
binding. Babadub did not see that coming in. He burns the Summoner heal, and it doesn't matter. Wiz Fusion gets a kill.
And that is the follow-up that they missed in game 2. The Jinx with the Zap and the Super Mega Death Rocket is enough. They get that binding, they get the kill, and now they can get the turret. One thing after another. Chain reaction working great.
Daydream as well, I gotta say. I'm just kind of picking out players here. But he had a great game, too. There just wasn't follow-up, as you mentioned, right?
He was landing a ton of bindings. They just didn't matter. Now they are mattering, and Coast is capitalizing off of so much of it.
Well, turret's gonna go down. Zion did ignore Westrice, and Westrice runs away from him. Once again, binding onto Prawley. Zap comes in. Here comes the ultimate Daydream. Forced to run away, pops 7 heal. He will stay alive for that one. Wiz Fusion in a battle with Robert. Dodges the culling. Does the Q. Westrice. No, it's Broken Shard. Picked up the kill out of Daydreamin'.
There's
Now
Zion.
Zion is pretty low, but he goes in for Robert. 1 hit. The shockwave hits 2. This could be huge, but here comes Westrice. But he's now alone. It's a 1 versus 3. The ball comes out. Westrice puts some damage down towards Shifter, but he's got to run away from this one. Zion Spartan takes turret aggro. Nintendo shows up. That's a big fight for Coast.
Westrice really late to the party at this time, and Coast had already finished everybody right there. So the entire fight was won before Westrice got in there. Shockwave was great. The catches were great. He goes down anyway. He is on full tilt at this point. 9 kills to 1. 6,000 gold. Coast full control, looking to take it to a game 4.
And they play at a team fight composition. We've never seen it really work for the guys. Very rarely, and it did here.
Again, that corner has been death for Complexity Black. They burn everything on a Daydream, and the heal saves him temporarily, which really just makes the rest of Complexity overcommit. Wiz Fusion does a nice little juke there, and then flashes away at the last second. And at this point, it's just the finish. There was a creep that Zion is able to get back onto, and Complexity Black just kind of loses track of things. They're so in the moment. The flash over the wall from Shifter for a great shockwave is the Orianna play he was looking for. And everything's going their way right now. Another Dark Binding catch. Prawley.
And the Cocoon! Nintendo stepping up for that one. Shifter just baits out enough cooldowns. Probably could not get it right for the ulti to finish off the kill. And probably oversteps. You talked about, you know, this is a team that won't hesitate to play risky plays.
Yeah.
Sometimes their demise. It's happening right here.
One of these demising games for them. As Coast is just binding after binding.
My God.
Assassinating Complexity Black.
Daydreamin' is making everything happen. The guy is known for playing Blitzcrank. I feel like bindings are about the same speed as blitz hooks.
Yeah.
And it's like, we've been waiting for him to like land these clutch long-range skill shots that used to be Thrash that he tried to play and never quite worked out in the spring split. But the Morgana seems to be just enough.
everything working for Coast, including that Morgana play. Starting with wards as well, Daydreamin'. I'd really have to give him a nod for one game MVP. We don't do those, but I think he's been the most critical player for them in this one as far as difference between games 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Their early game moves were made possible by his item sacrifice for going extra wards. They denied Broken Shard a great start. They kept Nintendo going. They made sure WizFusion could lane properly. And it enabled Zion to do his thing, as he was able to do in every one of these games. Just a huge bounce back game for Coast. Look at this.
So plus 10 kills, plus 7,000. 25% gold lead. The recall's coming back. Okay, so Coast, you guys have had problems closing games out all season long. 21 minutes in, still early. Like, you're not expected to close out this early necessarily, but now can you keep the lead and make this happen? 4-0-3 Dr. Mundo for Zion Spartan. 2 completed items already. He's already got the Ruby Crystals for a Spirit Visage. Probably can't even make any plays. Only 1 assist on him. Zion walking into the darkness.
But it was in there. There's a Renekton.
Not anymore.
Goodbye. Yeah, he is so far behind. Look at Westrace. He's got a Tiamat, not even a Sunfire Arcade. Spectre's Cowl. Just completely walked all over by Coast this game. Really, the whole map has been controlled by Coast. The gold lead isn't insane, but it's pretty damn big.
Wow, Coast just go in. Shockwave forced to flash. Mega Death Rocket won't land either. Broken Shard gets slowed down. Is there a binding from Daydream? It gets knocked backwards and stunned. Now here comes Zion Spartan to flank on in from the side. Good damage comes through. But up very, very low on health. The team's going to back off, though. Complexity Black are safe for this one.
Yeah. Coast burned a lot without being able to get much back, but the Dragon is live. They know Bubba Dub is back. They did burn pretty much all their ultimates at this point, so maybe Complexity Black will try fight, but they're just down so much gold it's not even worth it.
Looks like they won't try, but they will go to the mid lane. CLB trying to trade objectives, knowing they're down in the fight. They go for the 5v2 in mid. They get the turret back and get what they could for that, so good move there by these guys. Zion on the chase, though. Won't be much. Broken Shard puts on a late shield and reveals Zion.
He really wants to land one of those cleavers.
But Coaster still going down the mid lane with no one there to defend it.
He pushed 3 people back by himself while the rest of Coach is pushing up mid lane. They can take a few turret shots because they know there's no return fire. And they got the Spiderlings now. Friends.
Friends, Spiderling, countrymen, lend me your turret tanking abilities. And there it goes. Turret number 6 now for Team Coast. That is all of the turrets outside the base. They now look for the inhibitor turret. Still, no one's quite around to defend. There's a little bit of damage coming through, but Zion is tanky. Look at this inhibitor turret fall so very low. Zion gets a black shield and walks out.
Probably spent a little bit of time to shove in that top wave before he went back as well. It cost them a fair bit of damage on that turret. He's just desperately trying to get his death cap so he can have an impact on this game. And it's just not working for him. You know, Complexity Black trying hard to push back here. But the scaling and the rest of the game is just coming back to haunt him. They're the ones now that need to think about game 4.
And look at the item column for Coast. 4 sweepers. All of them available right now. One of them upgraded by Daydreamin'. They're trying very hard to just remove the vision.
Yes.
And try to get more picks from Dark Bindings.
And it's been working for them. They can get a Cocoon or a Dark Binding. Just so happens the Dark Binding's usually the first one there. And their follow-up is incredible.
There's Golem going down. Zion again to split the top lane. Mid, very low. Will Coast get taunted back there? Looks like bottle and turret gets split by Westrice. Well done by him. So CLB have taken the outer ring for themselves. They're halfway there. WizFusion, though, still on the split, getting some gold. But I got to point out, Robert X. Lee finding his way to get the minion lead regardless. 188 to 223. But you've got BT Phantom Dancer already done. WizFusion actually got Distortion Boots early on to make his flashes come up more.
Interesting.
To get away from basically Lee Sin kicks and Syndra ultis.
I'm not sure if I entirely agree with the Distortion Boots, but it's something WizFusion has done in the past. He likes his Flash Boots. Extra safety more frequently, I suppose. They don't want to fight without his flash up if they're sieging turrets.
Yeah. When you are Jinx, you can kind of get away with buying a few less items because you get 110% attack speed from your Q. If you go minigun form.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Hey.
Ward goes down. A little bit of poke comes out. It's going to stop Coast from advancing. Pink ward there defensively for compLexity Black will maybe control a little bit of their brush for now. CLB safe so far. They get the Wraith camp for themselves. But there's a Zion Spartan pushing the bottom lane with a teleport. And Shifter's managed to catch up in the mid game. 2-0-4, best score I've seen him on so far. And is actually up in minions versus Crawley, thanks to all the mid-game translations.
This Orianna has been a great pick for Shifter. We questioned it a little bit in champs, like weren't sure how his Orianna was going to be. But taking Crawley away from the champions he succeeded on in the first 2 games, and just destroying on Orianna has been a great statement.
Absolutely has been, and Brogashard gets caught up with the cocoon. The traps are there as well. The rocket, Brogashard flashes, he's 1 hit from dead. Has to dodge away, kicks back Elise, goes in, jukes it, but gonna go down. Kill picked up for Coast, the catch on Bubba Dub. That's 2 now, Team Coast. Keep finding picks.
They do not have minions in this lane, but they do have a giant Mundo, which can give them the turret tanking they need.
So now middle inhibitor turret has fallen. The middle inhibitor itself going to follow certainly here. And Coast have already cultivated a decent bit of ward coverage over the Baron area, if they want to try with the jungler dead.
Yeah, this game is almost one of those games, if you're compLexity Black. If it hadn't have been for the miraculous comeback they made in game 1, they may have given up already. Because this is so ridiculously one-sided.
Dude now to go for the smite. A little bit of damage comes through. Gets it. All right, well smited there, and Dude not missing that one at all. Robert actually just kind of watching from the side. So Coast, inhibitor down, Baron picked up, 13-1, 27 minutes in, and they're up almost 11K.
Red Elixir being purchased by Nintendo as well. Trying to get as much temporary power as they can, which means with this Baron buff, it's a classic tactic. Once you get Baron, everybody go back and buy elixirs.
Yes.
Because not only do you get the temporary power buff from the Baron, you get the power buff from the elixirs as well. And you just become monsters. And that's what Coast is trying to do to really securely and just authoritatively close a game.
Yeah. They've already got better items right now. Elixirs are what, 400% gold efficient? They're worth about 4 times as much gold in stats right there.
Temporary.
Yeah, of course, for the time. So for what it's worth, for you guys playing the game, if you buy 4 elixirs over the game, you went equal. And you were just very powerful during those sort of points in time.
Until it runs out.
Well, yeah.
In which case you will down that gold.
Okay, so if you buy them for the last 12 minutes of the game straight,
I see.
you basically cashed in on a loan and had it there for most of the time. That's what I'm going for there.
I'll buy it.
Yeah.
The elixir ones.
There you go. I was hoping you'd go for that one. You let it slide and pick that one up. Costa looking for the bottom lane here. Mid's already gone. The wave going to meet at the river, so there's some time until that actually pushes in for Coast's favor. And mid and hit by itself doesn't do too much except create some pressure for the rest of your pushes. Coast taking their time with this one. Look at this. They're slowly pushing to wait for the mid lane to push in.
Right. They want the super minions to arrive at the same time as their creep wave. If they couldn't time it, it's not actually this creep wave they're worried about, it's the next one. I think they want to hit at the same time. Either way, they have so much power here. One Dark Binding lands, they might just die down.
Always Fusion has the black shield that's going to time out this time. Wait for the next wave. Mid wave now grouped up again, fighting another minion wave here. Of course, as soon as you have double super minions together on a wave, that becomes so much more powerful. And that'll almost happen here for Coast.
Cullen getting burned on the cannon wave. Coast. They got to inch the ball forward on Orianna to try and gain some of this position. Use the Baron regen wisely.
Okay. Coast have a double super wave in mid right now. They're grouped up for the bottom lane. This turret's almost down. Binding gets on a West Rise. Rocket goes in as well. Saved there from the shield coming in, but now this turret is going to fall, and there are minions inside the base. Coast moving forward. West Rise must heal. Has a Randuin's. Bubba up low. Has to run away. Now the push in for the Nexus turret. Number 1, Shockwave gets rid of one. Probably forced to flash out. compLexity Black trying to hold on for those double super minions still right here. Turret number 2 under fire. Who's going to stop this? Turret number 2 is down. Zion in the backline takes down Crawley. It's a 5v3 with Fusion pushed away by Robert X Lee, but he can't quite do enough by himself. A double kill for Zion. Broken Shard goes down, and Coast makes it a series. They bring back game 3.
Yeah, they look momentum in the face, and they try and turn it around right there. They are still pretty damn serious after this one. But if you consider their mindset, They could very easily be up 2-1 in this series and win away from the LCS. With the dominating fashion of this 17-kill to 1 game, they can absolutely still make it back into the LCS. 2 more wins.
If they play like that, they'll actually do really well in the LCS itself. They were criticized for their ability to close out games, to be decisive, to work well as a team, to have the coordination. One of the few times I've seen Coast have that.
Yeah, and they won the game in 30 minutes.
30 minutes and 7 seconds. Very
The clock keeps running out.